Good afternoon, Rotarians and guests. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Toledo. Today we'll present another great meeting and program with Tim Menke. But before we get to that, I'd like to open our meeting with a reflection from Peter Handwerk, and then Vicki Stouffer will lead us in the pledge. Please rise.
Let us pray. As we gather here today as members of Rotary, we pray that we are ever mindful of opportunities to render our service to fellow citizens of the world and to our community, keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas and on those things upon which future generations can build with confidence. Let us continue to strive to make a better world. Today, may we be particularly thankful for those men and women in our community and across the world, indeed, who, like our speaker, Tim, and fellow Rotarian, have dedicated their lives to helping others less fortunate than most by providing opportunity and hope, thus exemplifying the true meaning of service above self. Amen.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Peter and Vicki. As we begin our meeting today, I'd like to thank and acknowledge this month's sponsor, Rudolph Libby Group. Now, greeter Kurt Hitchner will be introducing visiting Rotarian today.
Thank you, President Dick. We have one visiting Rotarian, and that would be John Lippis from Sandusky Rotary.
John, welcome. Nice to have you here. If anyone has a guest today they would like to introduce, if you'd please go to the floor mic so we can clearly hear and see your guests.
Come here. So I'd like to introduce Claudia Hardy. Claudia's lived in Toledo about a year, and she owns a business called Nest Obsessed. She is an interior designer.
Hi, it's been a while. I have Katrin McBroom with SHB Law. She's our guest today and hopefully a new member soon.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Okay, President Dick, I have two guests today. First, to my left is Craig Robertson, and my second guest is Peyton Robertson. He's in the sound booth back there. Peyton is interested in a career in sound production, music production, video production, so I brought him to kind of see what we do here today.
Wonderful. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you all for attending.
President Dick, today I have Thomas Nyer. He's a custom home builder and presently a member of the Perrysburg Rotary and is going to join the Toledo Rotary.
Thank you. Great to have you with us, too. Now would be a great time to check into social media, and then I urge you to turn off your cell phones for the remainder of the program to enjoy the gift of Rotary. I want to promote today the fellowship opportunities in Rotary. We are a service club, and service above self is our main idea. But we like to have fun in this club, too, and this year will be no exception, and hopefully we'll have even more fun. We have some great fellowship groups, and we want to share a little video about them right now. So a lot of smiling faces, a lot of people having a good time. We currently have our golf league, the famous bowling league on Wednesdays and coming up this fall and winter, a Euchre Fellowship that will be starting again, in the International Yachting Fellowship. All great groups. And I want to encourage anybody, if you've got an idea for another fellowship group, go for it. Let the office know that you're interested in starting another fellowship group. When you go to the Rotary International Conferences, you see all kinds of different groups within Rotary for people to have the chance to get together and just share some fun and some fellowship. So if you have an idea on something new, please go for it. This time I'd like to invite Shireen Murad to the floor mic to give an announcement about an upcoming event on August 16th.
Now you can. Good afternoon, Rotarians. I would like to ask you to get out your phones. I know we don't usually do this, but I'd like to ask you to do that. I'd like you to mark your calendars for Thursday, August 16th from 4 to 7. You will be going to H2O. We are having a happy hour. This happy hour is going to be fantastic because it's going to be on the water from 4 to 7. So please mark your calendars now. We would like to invite everyone to invite at least one guest. I would love to know how many people are coming, so if you could email me or Emily, and we will set up something online to do that. We're holding happy hour on the water. We'd like you to bring a guest, and then we'd like to showcase our way of giving back for the Rotarians. So we have a beautiful way of giving back to everybody in the community, and we'd like to show everybody how we do that and explain how we do that while we're at H2O. We're also going to have a lot of games and fun, different things that we haven't done in the past. So please bring a guest. It can be under 40. It can be anybody that could be a potential Rotarian, but I do ask you to join us in this happy hour. We made it after work so that everyone can participate. Thank you very much, and see you August 16th.
Thank you, Shireen. Well, it's our pleasure today to have the famous and perhaps infamous Mark Macalinski back with us today. Mark, of course, is an honorary member of this club. He's the immediate past president of the Foothills at Travelers Rest Rotary Club near Greenville, South Carolina. He's also a member of the Arch Clump Society with Rotary International. And Mark has a couple of presentations to make today.
Thank you, President Wolf. Dick Wolf, isn't he the producer of Law and Order and all that? I don't know if he's related or not. Anyway, when Dick was mentioning all the social activities you have here, you know the old song, you don't know what you got till it's gone? Well, you are very fortunate. I mean, I belong to a club now that's probably 20 members, and if we get 6 or 8 that show up at a meeting, we're fortunate. So it's, like coming from here to there. Plus, we try to have a social event every month, but we have very limited attendance. So, and that's not just our club. It's, I've been to other clubs in that area, and they all have the same issue. I went to the biggest club in South Carolina. Maybe not the biggest, but in Greenville, there's over 200 members. And I asked them, do you have a bowling league? Do you have a golf league? Do you, have any of that kind of stuff? No, we get together at Christmas and we decorate I think it's called Roper Mountain Hill, and they put Christmas lights up. But that's about it. So anyway, you guys got a good thing going here. Again, I was a bowler, not much of one. Could never get past Frank Viviano. He kicked my butt all the time. My only goal in life was to beat him, an average, and maybe once in a while in the series I could beat him. And golf, I've always sucked at that, but I enjoy it. And now you got a euchre. Wow, I love to cheat in euchre, so I would fit right in with this club. I don't know what IYFR. Yeah, I didn't have a boat, but I could sure be the third mate in charge of alcohol consumption. So anyway, you got a great club. In a way, I wish I was back, but in a way, I'm not, because it is pretty cool in Greenville. And everything's new and getting built up, and it's they're very open to change there, a lot more than we are here, because we sort of been blessed and spoiled. Anyway, I've got the honor and the pleasure of making a couple presentations today. The first one is for Mesa. They just finished up their biking fundraiser about 2 months ago. Unfortunately, I wasn't part of it. I've been part of it for probably 10 years, but we've been going back and forth so darn many times. I got a 12-hour drive to get here. Came in last night, and so I didn't make it this year. And but what I did was I offered Mesa $5 a mile for every mile that you guys rode in the Mesa bike event. So today I've got the pleasure of presenting Bob and Mike a check for $5,000. I love Mesa because it's a great nonprofit. I'm sure you all know that they collect obsolete and out-of-date hospital equipment. And the money they raise is just to ship these to third world countries where it's like gold. We can't use them, and they can. And it's like gold to them. So it's just a wonderful organization. And I really like their bike event because it sort of unites District 6600. All the, what is there, 100 clubs, 80 clubs? 64 clubs. Okay, 64 clubs, and we're the elephant in the room. We're the business club. We don't associate with the other smaller clubs. But once you get into that Mesa bike event, it's like a foxhole technology. You're all miserable for a week or a day or 2 days or whatever, and then you can, at the end of the day, after you rode 40, 50, 60 miles, whatever, you can share a beer, share a meal, and share experiences. So it's really a neat experience. If you haven't been involved in the past, try to get involved next year. It's usually in May, June, something like that.
First part of June.
Yeah.
And
you go to you go from club to club to club, and so you'll visit 5, 6, 8, 10 clubs, whatever, in 5 or 6 days, and you can do it for a day, 2 days, whatever. Anyway, I'm very proud to support Mesa. It's a great organization. And again, it's a testament. It was developed at this club, and the district took it over. And how long has Mesa been around?
About 30 years.
30 years, okay. Wow. It's almost older than me. But
it is older than Mike.
It is older than Mike.
I have a couple things to say.
Go ahead.
And for Mark's $5,000, I'm going to give him this $5,000 Mesa pin. Wow. What a bargain for him. One of the things we did, and I think we're going to have a picture come up here, one of our raffle prizes for the Toledo bonus ride was Jane Marie Ray from Fifth Third came up with the Mud Hens tickets with you get to throw out the first pitch. So if you see that picture there, that was last Friday night. Kurt Anderson from the Elyria Club, he came over and put up with a rain delay of an hour or so, but we had a blast. I went and got some other seats, and our bike chair for the whole tour, Randy Box, came to the game as well. So I thought Randy was coming today, but I don't see him. But other than that, thank you so much for your support all this time. Mark, thank you. And I will turn it back to Mark or Mike.
All right, I've just got a quick reminder comment, and that's that on Tuesday next week, July 31st at 4:30, John, I told you 5:30 earlier, it's at 4:30 at the Oliver House in the lounge downstairs. We're having the first International Service Committee meeting for this new year. And so we're getting ahead of the grant cycle review date. We have an opportunity to just get together as a committee and talk about just some of the work that was accomplished the previous year and what we want to focus on in terms of goals moving forward. So if you thought about wanting to get involved with some international service through our club, then this would be a great time to join or just come sit in and just hear what it's all about or voice what you'd like to see the direction of it go. So thank you very much.
Okay, I'm still up. Sorry. Anyway, a lot of you maybe don't know me because I don't know a lot of you. I mean, you guys have done a great job of getting new members in. I had a manufacturing company on the north end of town since 1977 called Lockery Manufacturing, if you know what that is. Sold it to the employees, and now everybody lives happily ever after. So, but you can thank me all for lowering the bar on the dress code, because I told Chuck Stocking, I think, when I joined 10 years ago or whatever it was, that I like to ride my bicycle. I'm going to ride it into Rotary meetings. And subsequently, that's why you see my beautiful legs, because I rode my bike in today. It's getting a little harder than it was 10 years ago. I don't know why. But I came in with my bike shorts, and then I put another shirt on. But when I joined, it was mostly coat and tie. And I remember the first guest speaker we had at the first lunch I went to was Ted Turner. I said, "Oh my God." We had Ted Turner at the Masonic, I think that's where it was. So, but I still was in my bike shorts. But anyway, that's my little story. I do have another presentation. I'm very honored to present the Paul Harris Fellow to a fellow Rotarian. She has been our executive director for 7 or 8 years. She's run our It's a Ball, It's a Cab fundraisers. She's a great Rotarian, and she's a great friend. She basically has to deal with a new slate of characters every year, and that's difficult. And then, she's got to deal with 400 icons of Northwestern Ohio, with everybody's different personality, and keep everybody on a clear course. So, I wouldn't want the job. But anyway, along with that, that's deserving enough. But she induced me, is that the right word, to go to I was the chairman of the It's a Cab this year, but I wasn't going to attend because I've been back and forth. I've had a brother-in-law that had stage 4 cancer. We still have 7 grandkids up here. I've got a 90-year-old mother in Genoa, so we come back and forth all the time. And normally in March and April, we're in Myrtle Beach because that's when we've got a condo there, and that's when we spend our time. So I wasn't going to come. Kathy was asking me to come, and she was in North Carolina visiting some family, and she stopped at our house, which we live in Greenville, South Carolina, which is really only about 20, 30 minutes from North Carolina. So I said, the only way that I'll go is if you can ride the Y Challenge. The Y Challenge is a bike ride that I take about 2 or 3 times a week. It's from my house to the YMCA and Travelers Rest, which is only 8.25 miles, but it's a route where a lot of professional bikers. I'm not a professional biker. I ride a mountain bike and I'm slower than shit, but a lot of professional bikers take it. So you're going up and down hills, and it's also home to the Skilleter stop, which we named a stop on the side of the route where Dan Skilleter spent a weekend at our house, and I gave him a little golden tea seminar, and it lasted till about 2 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, the next morning we got up and we were going to ride our bikes, and he went 2 miles in there into the route, and then had to stop and leave part of his his drinks and food. He got about 2 miles into the route and then had to turn around and go back home. So we call that the Skilleter stop. And then there's the biggest hill there I used to call Heart Attack Hill, until Sean Cree tried to climb the hill on his bike. Got halfway up and started coming back down. So he had to get off his bike and crawl up the hill. So we call that the Cree crawl. So anyway, Kathy didn't want to do it. I said, that's the only way I'm going to do it. We got up on a Sunday morning, and she's almost crying. I said, I can't do it. I said, good. I didn't want to come anyway. So anyway, she sucked it up, got on her bike, and it wasn't even her bike. I think it was my wife's bike. And she made it all the way there, 8.25 miles, 8.25 back. And so I had no choice other than to attend It's a Cab. And if you went there, you witnessed what a great event that was. And I'm glad I went there too. So anyway, that's my long story short. And I'd like to present Kathy Tate. We do call it now, instead of the Y Challenge, we call it the 8-Mile Tate. The Tate 8, I guess. That's it.
Oh, it's on a medallion. Wow. Never had a medallion.
Never had a medallion? No.
Wow.
Oh, look at it, it matches.
Wow. Thanks. Well, I just want to say how honored I am, but I also want to just thank Mark Macalinski, who is a dear friend, and he challenged me on that bike ride, which I desperately did not want to do. I can tell you that. And but I also have to say, and I want to thank him, that one challenge, you know how sometimes things come along and you do better than you think you can, and you do more than you think you can. And so just that, I know it was just a bike ride, but you face a lot of challenges. And so sometimes there's been the occasion where I thought, okay, I did that bike ride. Years ago, 100 years ago, I quit smoking. And that was another one. It's like, oh gosh, if you can do that, then you can do anything. And so you just set these challenges, and that just helps you know that you can do more and you can do better. So I'm proud of that, and I'm proud of my friendship with Mark, and I'm proud to be a Rotarian. So thank you.
Thank you, Mark, for your continued service to this club and everything you're doing down in Greenville, South Carolina. And Kathy, congratulations on your Paul Harris Fellow. This time I'd like to invite Joe Sharp, our Rotarian Joe Sharp, to the podium to introduce our presenter, Toledo Rotarian Tim Menke.
Good afternoon. Today it's my pleasure to introduce Tim Menke. He is the CEO of Lott Industries and has been a member of our club since 2016. Tim's topic today is Lott Industries Transformation, the oldest startup company in Toledo. After spending 20 years in the private sector, Tim joined Lott to help the organization through its most challenging transformation in 62 years. Tim has earned a BSBA and an MBA from Bowling Green State University. He is married and has 2 daughters. Please welcome Tim.
Good afternoon. Thank you, President Dick and Joe, for giving Lott this awesome opportunity to share our company with you fellow Rotarians. Thank you, business partners, as well, for your loyalty over the years. We've been blessed with a lot of work from the Toledo community, and it has impacted thousands of lives of people with disabilities with enriching work. I also want to thank the Lott team here. We have some Lott board members and Lott leadership team who have been instrumental in this recent transformation that we've gone to that I'm going to share with you today. If I could introduce them real quick. Just wave if you want, or stand up, or run around, whatever you want to do. Maria Gonzalez, Ricardo King, Jan Brown, Bronwyn Diaconis, Karen Carmody, Trish Branham, Ken Ball, Jack Waddell, and Ray Kemmer. Great. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She's not at the table here, so I almost missed her. Milva Wagner. Sorry about that, Milva. So before I share with you Lott Industries and what we have become over the years, especially our recent transformation, I want to reflect upon a word, which is normal. What is normal? One of Webster's definitions states of
relating to or characterized by average intelligence or development, IQs within the normal range. Has anyone here met Mr. Normal? I know I haven't. I would suggest that we take the term normal and remove it when we're describing people. From a science analysis, especially using human genetics, normal can't exist. Since the dawn of creation, no two human beings have been created alike. No two DNA strands or fingerprints have ever been identical. Every person has been created with a distinct body, mind, soul, and various gifts and talents. Therefore, normal doesn't exist. It's a great standard of measure for geometry, science, engineering, and quality. However, I hope you all will agree with me that normal is a term we should eliminate from our vocabulary when talking about people. When we do this, we're on the right path for treating people for who they are and not how we expect them to be. This holds true for people with developmental and intellectual disabilities as well. If we compare ourselves to normal, all of us have a disability of some form. We should focus on the ability and not the disability. For people with developmental and intellectual disabilities, one of the final barriers to overcome is society's view on how they're perceived. I'm here to share with you that people with developmental and intellectual disabilities aren't much different than those that consider themselves normal. In many cases, they're more gifted, have more talents regarding enthusiasm, joy, teamwork, kindness, and friendship. We get to experience this every day at Lott Industries. Let's refer to people for who they are and not how we perceive them to be. Let each person label themselves for what they want to be viewed as.
I'm an actress and a singer.
I am an artist. A teacher.
A college student.
A good friend.
A loving son.
I'm a grandpa.
A husband.
A wife.
I'm a brother.
Member of my church.
A dog lover.
Volunteer.
I'm a drummer.
Homecoming king. Oh no.
Very independent.
I'm a homeowner.
I'm a Seahawks fan.
I am a community organizer.
I'm a professor.
I'm a voter.
I am a strong self-advocate.
Business owner.
Community relations facilitator.
A taxpayer. I am smart.
I'm just like you.
Just like you.
Just like you.
Just like you.
Just like you. Just like you.
Just like you.
Just like you.
The faces of Lott are just like us. Just like us. People who want to work and live fulfilling lives in their local communities. Lott has recently transformed into a provider of many services to help people reach their goals. Lott has become more than just a place to earn a few dollars through simple assembly work. Lott now fully engages each individual and assists them in achieving personal and professional goals. Lott's new vision is to be the premier provider of services for people with developmental disabilities and other barriers to employment, to be a quality business partner, thereby enhancing our community. We now fully engage the lives of every individual that we serve, and we see a lot of life changes. Before we talk about the new Lott, and I'd like to recap its rich history. Lott has always been a private 501c3 nonprofit organization that serves employees with developmental disabilities. And we've done that through business partners like yourself and through manufacturing services. We are now in our 63rd year of operation. That's why when Joe introduced, we joke a lot around the office that we are the oldest startup company in Toledo because of what we've gone through, and I'll share that with you. We're like a new company. So Lott Industries was founded upon the idea that all people should be given the opportunity to work and have meaning. Lott's founder, Josina Lott, believed that every child, regardless of physical or mental limitations, had the ability, and could learn. She started a day school program in her basement in 1938, and she quickly led that into a workshop for adults in 1946. Eventually, it became Lott Industries in 1956. Many people don't know this, but this was the first program in the United States of America to help adults with developmental disabilities. It was aimed at helping people work, earn a living, and become more independent members of society. She also helped create Lark Lane in 1965, which is where the Lucas County Board of Developmental Disabilities is currently located, and that's how the partnership has occurred over these years. She was a lady ahead of her time, that's for sure. So throughout the 1960s and the 1970s, Josina continued to partner with local businesses, trying to find work that might not be their core strength that she could use to employ people with disabilities. This is an advertisement of hers in the 1970s. She had 4 locations at the time. 1 was a school and 3 were for assembly work. Some of the work that she did back then is similar to what we do today, but as you'll see, we do a lot more detailed from a manufacturing perspective. So over time, Lott grew to about 1,500 employees. Throughout the 1980s, 1990s, and 2000s, we continued to acquire new contracts. A lot of it was from Ford Motor Company, and some from Jeep, and a few other minor projects that we worked on. In 1994, the Hill Avenue facility where we're currently located was built to accommodate the increase in Ford work that we were performing. Lott continued to grow up until 2007, and I think we all are aware of what happened in 07, 08, and 09. The economy took a downturn. The Maumee stamping plant left Maumee to move south, leaving us with about 1,500 people with not much work. Since then, starting in 2009 until today, we've done a really good job of diversifying ourselves. We've had a great team of people from a sales perspective, get us involved in 40 different industries. We have hundreds of customers. We've actually accomplished a lot in a short amount of time. So Lott truly redefined itself and moved forward when a lot of people thought at that time, well, it might as well just close the doors and do what's best for everyone from that point on. I'm glad we persevered. I'm glad we moved forward. Before I talk about our business and what it looks like today, I want to talk about this privatization process that I mentioned. It is something that occurred in 2014 from the Center for Medicaid Services. It is called conflict-free case management. So county boards of developmental disabilities throughout the nation who provide direct care services are being required to exit the service business. They can no longer receive the waiver money, provide the service, and then oversee the provision of the service as well. There was no checks and balances. So county boards across the nation and nonprofits that are tied to them had to separate. For almost every county board, there is a nonprofit like Lott Industries that provided the work opportunities, and the county would provide the services. Many in the nation still haven't decided what they're going to do. I'd like to give the Lucas County Board of DD a lot of credit. I'd like to give our Lott board and our Lott management team a lot of credit. We accomplished this task in less than 12-month time frame. We are 7 years ahead of the time frame that Medicaid said needed to occur. So I think we are being very proactive. And we did it because we know with a privatized lot, we now have the ability to enrich the lives of the people we serve in a much bigger fashion. So Lott is now a standalone business. We no longer receive support from the Lucas County Board of DD. Lott relies on its assembly and manufacturing contracts and the development efforts to remain sustainable. Our business partnerships and our community outreach will provide Lott the opportunity to continue providing the life-changing services of the people that we serve. So what does Lott look like today? As I mentioned, we're involved in 40 different industries. Many of them I have listed up there, and I'll just give you just a few. Packaging, school and senior feeding program. We have partnered with Mobile Meals of Toledo And we do the weekend feeding program from September through May, making about 1,500 meals a week to help feed school children who may not have food from Friday to Monday when they go home. We're involved in the trucking industry. We assemble parts for Caterpillar, Volvo, Peterbilt. The automotive industry, we still do a lot of, through the packaging industry, parts for Honda and Ford Motor as well. Kitchenwares. We're involved in the construction industry. We manufacture construction equipment barrels and safety cones that you see throughout the Toledo area. So when you are driving in these traffic jams and you're getting frustrated, have some peace that it was a wonderful thing that those things were created. Right? We don't do the actual blow molding, but we apply the reflective stripes in the cones. Or if you want to stay mad, just go ahead and plow them all over, and it gives us repeat business. So we're involved in the lawn and fertilizer industry, chemical industry, document destruction, of course. We assemble a lot of parts that go into your home appliances. LED lighting, that is something new for us, and I'll share with you that a little bit later. Printing and labeling industry, small engine industry. I think everybody's getting the point. We are very, very diversified. And of course, the last one, or second last one down there, might surprise everybody, we're involved in the potato industry as well. So what that means is Lott has become a very flexible and diversified workforce. We have a great team of people who seek out good work. It doesn't really matter the industry. The process is all the same. One thing I'm very proud of at Lott is, like I said, we have really good people. We have good quality processes from the time a contract comes into the facility to the time it ships out. We have people who are a part of our business who have had Fortune 500 experience, lean manufacturing business. In our team, I couldn't be more proud of who they are. They want to work at Lott because they want to give back, but then they bring all of this expertise with them as well, so we really couldn't be more blessed. So Lott is also a community rehabilitation program, and what that means is we've partnered with the State of Ohio Department of Administrative Services Division. They're the ones who determine how things get purchased throughout the state of Ohio. We hold several contracts, and what a CRP is, and if Amy is here, Goodwill is another example of a community rehabilitation program. We produce goods or services that can be purchased through political subdivisions. The state approves the pricing, the product. They approve the quality and the workmanship, and they also approve how we administer the services. So it takes a lot to earn a contract with the state of Ohio. Some of our bigger contracts are highway safety, like I mentioned to you. We sell to all the ODOT districts throughout the state of Ohio. All 12 districts buy their cones and barrels from Lott. It's neat to see their orders come in. We do secure document destruction, mostly just in Lucas County, but we do document destruction for a lot of the state offices, county offices, and city offices as well, some of the local school districts. LED lighting, that's the new project that I told you about. We assemble retrofit kits that can take any facility and upgrade the lighting to LED lights. We've sold some to ODOT already, and we're currently working with the Orient Correctional Facility just south of Columbus to upgrade their whole facility. So it's really neat work in a lot of different areas that we're involved in. We do janitorial and we do lawn service work as well. The best example of that is One Government Center. We clean all 22 floors every night with a group of about 25 people. Lawn services we do for the NODC facility here in town. For the city of Toledo, we do Parkside Boulevard from Hill Avenue up to Bancroft. And we do a lot of county properties as well. So we like to say that we serve with a purpose, and we do. Not only do we help the businesses provide a quality product and a quality service, and there's some goodwill involved with that as well, but we provide a variety of work opportunities for the people that we serve. We have many long-standing partnerships, and we're grateful for, but we're always searching for new. Our staff is quick to learn and can handle projects of any size. Our workforce and production facility are adaptable to quick layout changes and completion of new products. A lot of what's on the screen that might be hard to read, but we have a big facility on Hill Avenue. I'll probably invite you a few more times. My 20-minute presentation doesn't do justice to if you come to Toledo and take a tour. Get a hold of myself, get a hold of one of the Lott staff. Taking a tour of what we do, seeing all the different projects that we're working on, and more importantly, shaking the hands and putting your arms around the people who are completing the work and hearing from them on how fulfilling their life has become, especially over this last year. So please come and take a tour. Our core strengths we refer to as PARCS, and that stands for production, assembly, rework and reclamation, kitting, and sorting. Production is a lot of repetitive, process-driven work. Assembly, we assemble components to final assemblies, and we also do the final assembly as well. Rework and reclamation, returns, defects, reworkable products. An example of that would be a container that may have a defective part on the inside. They'll ship everything to us. We'll remove the part, replace it with the proper part so it can work accordingly. Kitting, we do a lot of kitting work, anywhere from 2 components to recent decking industry, over 100 components in a kit. In sorting, quality inspection, a lot of what we do, we have the flexibility of taking 5 semi-loads on a Monday and having a customer tell us that we need to have everything inspected, assembled, packaged, and out by Thursday. Most people would panic at that, but we kind of look forward to projects like that. Again, we're here to serve you. The more we can serve our local business community with quality work and quality representation, the better we can provide enriching work to the people that we serve. We're good at long-term projects. That's kind of what we're looking for, is something that is sustainable, long-term, and ongoing. But we also do a lot of short-run projects as well. Again, I'll invite you, please come for a tour. The atmosphere is something pretty special. The other half of Lott, I discussed our manufacturing services in detail, and that is something we continue to get better at. I mentioned the big downturn in the Ford years. Recently, the last few months, we're actually doing more work than we did in 2007, and we're very proud of that, and it's more diversified work. But the other half of Lott is in relation to this privatization process. Because of the separation of Lott with the Lucas County Board of DD, Lott can now expand its services. It can spread its wings, as we like to say. I don't know if you've noticed, but it's a new-looking logo. It kind of looks like a butterfly. We think that is very symbolic, not only for Lott Industries and who we are as an organization. We're growing, we're maturing. We've changed quite a bit, but more so for the people that we serve. Because of all the different activities that we're engaging them in, the opportunities we're giving them through community integration and career counseling, community employment, non-medical transportation, vocational habilitation, adult day services. We do a lot of things now that we never had the opportunity to do before. And we're seeing lives impacted. We're seeing people change. If I could go back to that slide, some of those might be hard to see, but we've taken people to art classes, pottery classes. The 3 gentlemen on the bottom left went to a self-advocacy weekend camp to learn how to speak up for themselves more. We do some recreational activities too, kayaking on the Maumee River. Some people have never experienced that before. Cooking classes, how to better, more nutritional impact, how to feed yourself better at home. We do a lot of teamwork activities with volunteer, helping with the Mud Hens and the Bowling Green Falcons. Nothing against UT, just BG Falcons, we hope. Sorry. But we're giving people a lot of opportunity that they've never had before because we've never been able to do that. One of the better stories I could give you is recently we took 3 individuals on a vacation to Mohican Lodge. One of the gentlemen was in his 50s. never been on a vacation in his life, has no idea what that is like or what that feels like. We take it for granted. To see the three of them come back and be as ecstatic as they were, all of them had to come rushing into my office and share what they did, and that's remarkable. But that's our new role. That is Lott's new role. Our goal is to help people reach their full potential, and that means experiencing things beyond work. We want to do both, obviously. We want a lot of work, but we want a lot of new experiences for people. Along with helping them reach the full potential, we want to educate society and the community, too, to be more embracing of people with developmental disabilities. Our community integration efforts are helping people grow, not only our individuals, but also the people that they're connecting with. They're making friends. They're making natural support contacts. And we always tease, that's kind of Lott's goal. Our goal is kind of to put ourselves out of business for each individual person. As they come to Lott and they get work and they learn new opportunities, hopefully someday we can find them a community job and find enough friends, local natural supports that will embrace them, and they wouldn't need our services anymore. There's plenty of people to help. We wouldn't run out, that's for sure. So individuals diagnosed with developmental and intellectual disabilities have very unique talents to offer and should be viewed as valued members of the workforce and society. I ask that you join me in helping bridge the gap of understanding or misunderstanding on seeing people for their ability versus their inability. I'd like to share, too, on your tables is our latest newsletter. If you could, take that with you, read through it. It kind of gives you more of a perspective of some of the things that we've been doing. We also have an invitation in there. I know it's short notice, but this Wednesday at 8 o'clock at our facility, we're having an annual celebration for our first year in business as a private organization. We're releasing butterflies, which I think is kind of cool, very symbolic. And one final thing I want to discuss is Shared Lives Art Studio. Some of you may be familiar with it, down by the Mud Hen Stadium. That is also a program that we're changing a little bit. We're going to expand it. We soon won't be down there anymore at the Mud Hen Stadium. We're going to make it more of a community-based art program that can engage anywhere from Sylvania to Perrysburg to Oregon, the whole community as well. So that's the new Lott. I'd be happy to answer any questions people may have, or I'll be around afterwards as well. And again, please come for a tour. I don't think I can stress that enough. Bug some of these people up here. Ray Kemmer is the best tour giver in the city of Toledo. So ask for Ray. So thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Tim, and thank you for the great presentation. I'll make a comment before my question. I'm one of those who have had the opportunity to tour the facility, and I really, really appreciate the great job that you guys are doing. If you go there, you really see how you can feel the value coming from people whom our community term not normal. And also thank you for spending some time on that word normal. It's very, very important.
Thanks.
Could you please talk a little bit on how you recruit your workers? Those who come in and do all this job, how do they get connected to your organization?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So Lott is a provider. There are many great providers in this community. The Epilepsy Center, Sunshine Services, and Grady. Lucas County is blessed with a lot of really good providers. So we're one of many. And if someone has a child or a sibling with a developmental disability, they would go to the Lucas County Board of Developmental Disabilities and work through it's called the Service and Support Department, SASs for short. Your loved one would get partnered with this person. There's a team of individuals that work together to determine a plan, like an individual service plan for each person. And it's, their desires and their goals and what they want to do in life. Whether they want community work, whether they want just maybe adult day services. And then the county does a good job at sending that out to the providers, and then the providers let the county know, yeah, I would be happy to help this individual. Here's our options that we have, and then each individual chooses. It's their choice where they go. And that's a lot different than it used to be. I mean, it's a really good system.
Hi, Tim. I have a question. In our community, we talk a lot about collaboration, and you've referenced some collaborations. What is your relationship with the Ability Center? I know Tim Harrington is a fabulous member of Rotary, and really Honcho is an amazing organization. Can you address what kind of relationship there is there? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, I believe, I don't know if Tim's here, but Dan is here as well. I mean, we're looking to get a collaboration going with a lot of different partners. I mean, we partner with Harbor and, providing work opportunities for people who need a second chance. Soon, Cherry Street Mission, Goodwill, us, and Tim with the Ability Center, we're going to tour each other's facilities and see where that goes. See what type of things that we can do to help each other out. Not at all in a competitive way, but in a way that we can help more people. So I don't think we've ever done that in the past. I think it's something new that we're looking to do. Great question.
Thanks, Tim.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Tim, for a great program today to show our appreciation. The Toledo Rotary Club Foundation is going to make a donation in your name to the Rotary International Polio Plus Fund. We also want to present you with this book, Historical Tales of Toledo, as told by one of our Rotarians. So thank you again. Please join us next week when our speaker will be Toledo Mayor Wade Kapsakevich. There are no committee meetings scheduled for today. I want to congratulate again Kathy on your Paul Harris Fellow and Mark on your continued generosity. We truly appreciate it. And now our favorite resident, funny man Chuck.
I don't know about that, but Woody Harrelson. Today is Woody Harrelson's birthday. He was born on this day in 1961. He got his first break in the TV show Cheers. In Cheers, the opening scene of Cheers was generally Norm Peterson walking down the stairway, opening the door, and he would say, "Hello, everybody," and everybody would say,
"Norm."
Norm. After he said Norm, these are some of the things that he would say to Woody or Sam or Coach, who was the first bartender in the first season. Woody, Jack Frost nipping at your toes, Mr. Peterson? Norm replies, "Yeah, but now let's get Joe Beer nipping at my liver." Woody, pour you a beer, Mr. Peterson? Norm, all right, but stop me at 1. Make that 1:30. Sam, what's new, Normie? Terrorists, Sam. They've taken over my stomach and they're demanding beer. Can I draw you a beer, Norm? No, I know what they look like. Just pour me one. What's shaking, Norm? All 4 cheeks and a couple of chins. What's going on, Mr. Peterson? A flashing sign in my gut that says, "Insert beer here." And finally, what you up to, Norm? My ideal weight if I were 11 feet tall.
Thank you, Chuck, very much. Remember to be the inspiration, and let's be servants out there. We're adjourned.
The world should be